pure entertainment, and it wasn't really
I
good.
wish that there were more scary horror movies, because
For me,
there aren't a lot.
I like to save that scary for video games because it's easier for me to be scared when I'm the one controlling it. Like,
The more scared I get, or at least unnerved, because there are even a few books that will leave me unnerved. I typically enjoy horror games and horror books more than I enjoy horror movies. I just don't get scared or unnerved by them, like, half the time.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure I talked about it before, but Resident Evil 2, I'd watched plenty of people play it before, but then I finally played it, and it was way scarier than I thought it was going to be. At the very beginning, halfway through, it honestly stops being scary. But that first half is you're going through these dark hallways. There are zombies everywhere. The flashlight barely lights up anything, and you're just trying to get through and unlock all of these puzzles. While at some point you also have to run away from this big buff tyrant. Speaking of video games and Resident Evil, we're gonna start talking about some horror video games more. I'm gonna start off with some news from Little Nightmares 2, which is a lot scarier than the first one. The first one wasn't even really scary. It was a bit
Atmospheric.
It wasn't even that atmospherically creepy. It was just scary. It just had creepy themes of like basically cannibalism and children being abducted and like by a bunch of fat people. And then like this evil lady is the one kept kidnapping those kids. And it wasn't really that scary, but it was cool and interesting and fun. The second one looks like it's gonna be trying to make you scared. It's gonna try to make you jump. And just in the short gameplay demo that was released recently, it does it. Like the first video I watched you actually, here's a perfect reason for you to watch it. First off, watch Berlizzi play Little Nightmares 1. Secondly,
I've seen it already.
He played the demo. Have you seen it? Him play the demo?
Yeah, I've seen him play it, yeah. Perfect. That's what I was saying. I've seen him play it, yeah.
He starts...
Berlizzi, super fan over here.
Yeah. He was the first one I watched play it, because I was just waiting for somebody who I knew and actually liked to play it before I watched playing it. So when I finally watched him play it, he started off with one of the jump scares, and it was like he was walking to a mannequin in a wheelchair, and it like got up, and it scared the heck out of me. But that whole mannequin sequence is fantastic. Basically, the mannequins work like boos do in Mario, where when you're looking at them, the boos stop moving. But in this one, when you shine a flashlight at the mannequin, they stop moving. But
so Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, basically.
I don't know anything about Doctor Who, so I don't get that reference. But trust me, I don't care about it either. But it's definitely way too much to get into. Yeah.
Someone doesn't know about Weeping Angels and Doctor Who. Here we are talking about horror, and you don't know. Oh my god. Okay.
I just don't care about Doctor Who. I had a friend who was really into Doctor Who. He was Little Nightmares. You got me confused. Like I said, it's way scarier. From the trailers, it looks like there's a Slender Man type character. There's this dude who's basically just like a redneck with a shotgun that chases the two main characters
The
around.
Scariest monster of all time.
Yeah, it was just a dude with a shotgun chasing them. One of them is like a teacher who's like, her neck like extends on some creepy stuff. And then at the end of the gameplay demo, it was like this fat dude hanging on the ceiling with his neck like cricked. And it was weird. But moving on from that, I want to talk about Mortal Kombat 11 DLC. So the most recent DLC was Rain, Rambo, and Melina. But
if I get back into the game, said main. Rambo's gonna be my new main, so
yeah, Rambo looks good. But more traditionally they tend to do horror like characters as their DLC. I want them to keep doing that, by the way. I want them to bring back Freddy. At some point, Freddy...
I think that was...
Because...
Oh, good.
At one point, Freddy needs to come back because he was a great character. He was a great addition to the roster. And I honestly prefer their more, not just horror, but the super violent, like, characters that they introduced. Like, Let me think of someone. My brain forgot. Oh, I was thinking of characters that they haven't even added, like characters that I would want them to add, basically. One of them is Doomslayer. He would be perfect for Mortal Kombat.
Doomslayer would be awesome.
Doomslayer literally just that whole like Doom as a franchise, I love it. It's
Yeah, same.
murdering demons as violently as possible, and I'm a psychopath when it comes to video games. I like to murder things in video games as violently as possible. It's why I like hack and slash games. It's why I like Doom. And Doomslayer is perfect. Ash from the Evil Dead actually was rumored forever to be a guest character for Mortal Kombat 11, and I hope eventually he still is a guest character in the Mortal Kombat game. Because I was just
From
talking.
everything I've heard, it's not gonna happen. For everything I've heard about.
One day, I have hope it'll happen one day. But it's three other ones that I think would be cool is Judge Dredd, Bloodshot, and The Mask. The Mask would be.
None of those are horror characters, though.
I just said they don't have to be horror characters.
No, see, I didn't catch that. All I heard was like horror characters. I was like, those aren't horror characters.
Super violent characters. That's what I said. The Mask would be perfect, and it would confuse so many people who don't know how actually violent The Mask is in the comics. For all the people who are using that goofy Jim Carrey mask, and if they saw him in that video game doing all the horrible stuff that he does in the comics, they would be so confused and probably never want to watch that movie again, because every time they watch it, they'll be thinking about how horrible The Mask actually is as a person. Not a character. He's a great character, but as a person, he's just horrible. As a, like, God possessing a person, really.
I want to see, as far as hyper-violent characters go, although he's not that hyper-violent, honestly, but it's just, like, he's a perfect, like, counterpart to Batman, but, like, not the Joker, because he's not, like, a DC character. I would love to see Grendel. I don't know if you know who Grendel is, but, like, think, like, Batman with a worse childhood if he was a mastermind criminal and didn't care about killing people.
So he's like is he like Batman if he was poor?
No, because Grendel's not poor. He's a criminal mastermind. Look up Grendel. Grendell.
Okay.
And then the Grendel series like jumps around because the first Grendel died. I think like basically every single Grendel dies at some point and is like picked up by another person. Until you get to like Grendel Prime. Grendel Prime is just an android robot person from the future, like super far into the future.
It looks
but like, yeah, Grendel is dope. Grendel is really cool.
Looks like Spawn.
He and Batman had a crossover back when like Batman was having crossovers with everybody and their grandmother in the 90s. They had a crossover.
Yeah, I just clicked on the cover for the